feels great, eh? Being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny. You're getting closer to 1 year home already.
I know.
Flies.
Yeah, sure does. I remember when I first got home, it was so bizarre. Remember?
You were so institutionalized.
I know.
It was crazy.
Remember how I brought tunas and mackerels home with me, and I wouldn't let you throw them out?
I was wondering when you came home. See, I didn't do any of that stuff, but when you came home, you had like a grocery order with you, and you brought home those gray, disgusting T-shirts, and you wouldn't let us throw it out.
Because it's what I owned. It was my property. I felt like I don't know. You get bizarrely attached to the shit. I don't know. You know, when you're inside, whatever you have is all you got in the world.
Did you think we weren't going to feed you?
I don't know what I was thinking, Lana. It was just, I don't know what I was thinking. It has so much value when you're in there. It's food. It's also money. To me, it was like, I brought it home.
You even brought home a bag of Taster's Choice coffee. You said, I wouldn't give this up. This is the best coffee.
It was, and then I quickly realized how terrible it was when I got to buy real coffee. You know, everything they sell in commissary, in prison is second stuff that's returned.
Or expired.
Or expired, yeah. A lot of expired. I mean, in a chow hall, you're generally eating expired food. If they give you a bag of chips, it's already a month expired, sometimes two. You know?
I remember telling the kids at night, just wrap it all up in a bag, throw it in the garbage, just don't tell them. Yeah,
I mean, I would have reacted for sure. I did react. I mean, I could, I know you're crazy when you get out.
Or do you remember? I'll never forget that first Sunday. You got up and you were just standing by the door of our bedroom, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And you were like, "Oh my God!" You were waiting for count.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure if I was waiting for count, but I don't know. I was
habit.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you were definitely institutionalized. But here you are, almost a year later, and I think you're good.
Remember the time you came home and you asked me why all my stuff is piled up in the corner?
Well, yeah, because, here we have this big bedroom with cupboards and drawers and dressers, and all of a sudden I noticed this piling in a corner. I couldn't for the life of me understand what you were doing.
That's where, when you're in prison, if you're in a cell or in a cube, you live in this little space, and you have a locker and this little area that's yours, and that's where you just put everything.
You were definitely more institutionalized than me.
Yeah, it was unbelievable how institutional I was. I realized it, only when I got home did I realize how crazy I was.
I think maybe I wasn't as institutionalized because the time that I did, half of it was spent in a hospital.
Yeah.
So I didn't get that whole, feeling.
Oh, come on. There's no way that when you came home that you were a little bit nuts. You had to have been.
I was scared to cross the street.
Right.
I was scared of people.
People. Me too. Do you remember when we went to Costco that first time?
You broke out sweating and shaking.
I was arguing with you and Andy, and I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't deal with people walking behind me and bumping into me. I felt like I had to get out of here because I was trying to pretend that everything was okay, but it wasn't. I was going out of my mind in there.
You know what I remember? I was at work and you went to Provigo to buy some things for the house, and you didn't know how to use tap.
Yeah. Oh, that was hard. I tell you what, it must have taken me 2 months to get comfortable. I used to sweat when I had to go and pay because they would start asking me debit or credit or this or that. Do I put it in? Do I tap it? If I tap it, I didn't know how to do any of it. So I was very intimidated. And also, I had a hard time with French when I came home. It'd been so many years since I was exposed to French. I couldn't speak it anymore. I mean, it's coming back now.
Right.
It's in the backs.
But you also had a hard time with prices. I remember you thought everything was just so expensive because you lived on $100 a month.
Right. I didn't understand. What do you mean? The smallest of things was $4. $4. It was like a fortune of money to me, I just, Yeah.
Well, things have changed. Things better. Thank
Yeah,
God. Thank God.
They sure have.
I
Thank
believe
God.
there's a God.
Yeah, I got friends, guys who I was locked up with for, my bunkie, I read him about it in the book, Panama. He's doing a 25-year bid. I mean, when we were together, he'd already had 18 in.
That's going to be hard when he gets out, boy.
Yeah, well, for sure. And my other friend, who he's a character in the book also, Flacco. I mean, that's a real person. He's been in since he's 17. He's 44 now. He's going home in a few months.
Wow.
He's lived his whole life in prison.
Where's he going to?
I think Virginia.
Oh, so he's an American.
Yeah, well, he's Puerto Rican, born in Puerto Rico, but raised also in New York.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So we're going to IKEA now.
Yeah.
To be stuck in front of with millions of people. I remember the hardest thing, and still is, by the way, for me, is the things people do that in prison would literally get them killed.
The respect.
Because that
or
respect.
Disrespect.
Disrespect. Like walking and somebody walks in front of you, or walks slowly in front of you and isn't letting you passing, whether they realize it or not. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You will die in prison for doing things like that, or you'll get beaten down for sure. And so when I first got out, and I'll be honest with you, even now still, I have to work hard to contain myself, because when people do things, reaching over you, or just all kinds of things that happen in the course of the day,
yeah,
I react every time. I'm almost ready to fight with people.
You need to just take a deep breath and just let it go.
No, I know. I obviously haven't had any confrontations, but I know I'm overly aggressive for sure. Like what happened yesterday, in the store with that kid.
Yeah.
But I guess that'll all go away
Time.
over time. Yeah.
Time takes care of all of that.
Yeah.